All right, Stokastic, here we go. It's your old pal EMAC coming to you on a Saturday. Apologies, I didn't reset the time. I thought it was a 7:05 start. We realized it was 7:10, so we decided to kick the can a little bit. Mea culpa. But I'm also not the one who sets up the video channels and doesn't look at the schedule. So here we are, but it's Saturday, holiday overlay floating around. There was definitely some on the afternoon slate there on DraftKings. College football in full swing today. Matt, has your college played? Tulane, correct?
Yeah, Tulane won today against Northwestern, so go Green Wave, although not a huge football school, so we're not celebrating too much, but we are celebrating the Ohio State win over Texas.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah, big Buckeye fans over here. My wife went to Ohio State. I went to Ohio State for a minute during Hurricane Katrina. Funny story or interesting story there that we'll leave for another time. But, yeah, huge Buckeye fans here, so it was a good day.
Excellent. Well, I have 4 hours and 50 minutes until my alma mater kicks off at 11 p.m., the University of Washington Huskies against the Colorado State.
The nicest thing is, like, now when I can't sleep at night, at least I know I can watch some football, that's been missing over the past however many months.
Yes, I took a nap and I'm drinking some coffee now. It's gonna take some time here. But now that they're in the Big 12 and there's the Big 10 and there's the Big 10 network, I think all their games are going to be late unless they're on the road against one of the other Big 10 teams. So. Yikes! Tough for an East Coast.
Probably a lot of early Saturday games or really late Saturday games. Nothing in between.
No. Long gone are the days when I went to school. Like almost every game was a 12:30 kickoff local time, unless it happened to be on like Fox afternoon or the rare night game. I think there were 4 night games in my time there, so that didn't happen very often. And then of course the proliferation of TV. And local cable networks, regional cable networks really got that off. But here we go. Let's go into our slate today. We are waiting on just one team. That is the Texas Rangers. That's the only lineup we don't have. Corey Seager ended up needing an emergency. I think almost all appendectomies are emergency. They're very urgent anyway. So he is, I believe he had a laparoscopic procedure for it, but he's going to be out for a bit here. So that's a little bit different. And then in the A's lineup, Nick Kurtz was lifted in, I think it was the 4th inning last night. Turns out he has a sore oblique, so he is not in the lineup tonight. But those were the biggest of the moving parts because, of course, in West Sacramento there, game time temperatures in the low 90s, light breeze blowing out 10 miles an hour or so. That's going to be one of our Coors Field counter moves here. But, Matt, we've got some good pitchers. We've got some good offenses. This is going to be a fun one, and almost all the games are at the same time. It's a partial, Bellman. What do you like here for our pitchers?
I mean, it's not really because there's 3-hour difference between the first and the last game, but I appreciate you trying to
try.
Yeah, you're trying to send the good vibes. That's all I can ask. I couldn't let it fly because the 3-hour difference.
There's going to be a lot of that game too. So
because it doesn't matter that like almost all the games start early if there's that one late game, especially one like that game. But I digress. So yeah, fun slate for sure. Certainly, I think there's more good hitting spots than pitchers. There are better pitching options than I think we saw last night, but certainly more of a hitting slate than pitching slate, at least in my mind.
Sorry, I had a dehumidifier on here. I'm out at the beach, so that could have been some of the background noise people were hearing. Hopefully this is a little bit better. My apologies. I usually turn that off before our shows here. All right, so on to our fun here. We've got, let's see, where is my page? Let's go over here to the top pitchers tool. So up at the top, Logan Gilbert looking really good. Tyler Glass now, always, an adventure for the right-hander there. He's got the occasional command issues. Gavin Williams, that's a pretty lofty ranking there, but it's kind of a scrum once you get beyond Gilbert. There's about a six-way tie for pitchers between 15 and 20% chance of being a top 2 scoring pitcher on the slate. How are you feeling about Logan Gilbert going against your Cleveland Guardians?
I like Gilbert here. If this matchup were in Seattle, I'd certainly feel a lot better about it. The whole Mariners staff pretty much is better at home, and it makes sense pitching in one of the best pitchers' parks, maybe the best in baseball. So Gilbert, talent-wise, I think he deserves the ownership. Best overall pitcher on the slate, but again, I would feel a lot better about it if it were at home. That's all I have to say, really.
No, and that makes sense. Key things with Gilbert was we want to remember that he missed, a good about 2 months. I think it was like 8 or 9 weeks with a strained forearm. So this will be his 14th game back since suffering that. In that time frame, he's averaged just shy of 87 pitches. However, in his last 5, I think he's gone low 90s in 3 or 4 of them. So it kind of feels like with the Mariners, we're almost in must-win time for the Mariners. They hold the final wild card spot. They're 3 games behind Houston for the American League West, and then they're ahead of it's the Guardians and somebody else by about 3 games.
The Guardians need to sweep this series. So big come from behind win for them last night.
Yeah, so I'm guessing we'll see a solid 6 innings from Gilbert. Gilbert has a career high strikeout rate, which is 34.7% right now. He has 12.7 strikeouts per 9. That would be a full strikeout per 9 higher than anybody else. He just doesn't have enough innings to qualify. Now, of course, you would say, well, if he had not missed 2 months, he might be worn down a little bit by now. True, but we're only worried about today. So I think he is our easy click here to be your foundational play at 9,200 on DraftKings, 10-1 on FanDuel, and 49 on Yahoo. That's pretty straightforward. Makes a lot of sense. There's a fair amount of strikeouts in the Guardians lineup.
Yeah, definitely. I think he does look like the best pitcher on the slate. I don't think, I think there's guys that come close, but I think universally he's projected as the top guy, and it makes sense.
Yeah. Let's see. Schneemann, Manzardo, those guys strike out 25% of the time. The top 4 are good all-around players. We're nitpicking there for those 2 with the strikeout rate, but they bring ample power. Then things fall off. You don't have a lot of contact from Bo Naylor, David Fry, CJ Kafis, Nolan Jones, Brian Rohicchio, and everybody but Rohicchio strikes out well above league average. So we're not reinventing the wheel here. This is a good time to click on Gilbert. After that, do you have a preference of the next man up here amongst anybody in the 9,000 range or higher? We'll set
in that range.
Schlittler. I practiced that and then I screw it up. And Eric Getty. We'll set those guys aside for a moment.
And Gavin Williams, too, who I think looks better than both of them. But, yeah, I think between Glasnow and Pivetta, just a preference type thing. They grade out similarly in the top pitcher tool compared to the ownership they're getting. Certainly you get a ballpark downgrade for Pivetta, but you get a better matchup than Glasnow's in. Glasnow is really boom bust these days. Like, if he's on, has the ability to get through any lineup. But if he's not, he puts guys on base and they yank him early. So I probably lean Pivetta, but it's close. Ideally, though, I do like Gavin Williams, I think, more than either of those guys at his price.
All right. Sell me on Gavin Williams then.
Well, he's another guy, and you see this a lot. He's better at home. Seattle's lineup is good, but can still strike out. It's just a price point thing, 8,100 on a slate with expensive bats all over. He makes a lot of sense in my mind. I don't view him as like a must play, but at that price point with expensive bats, like, he's certainly in play for me.
Didn't Williams have a short outing recently? Was that like a weather related? Or am I conflating that with Logan Allen? Williams.
Well, Williams had a short outing because he just got hit hard last time out. But
okay, that must be. I thought he had like a 3 1/3 inning. Yeah, there it is, 3 1/3 inning, 4 walks. That was really his undoing. So.
Yeah, I don't love him here, but at 8,100, I certainly think he looks good. I mean, there's a reason he's third overall in the top pitcher tool, right in between Glasnow and Pivetta.
Yeah, so for those of you that are kind of looking at the game logs, he has had 2 poor starts in his last 3, where he's gone 3 and 3 1/3, given up 7 total runs at home to Miami and in Texas. However, his other games, no runs, 1 run, no runs, 2, 1, 3, none. So he's reasonable enough here that taking a chance on him does make sense here. And of course, DFS is a salary-based game, so we have to focus on that. Quick one here for anybody that wants to get the 1 week, and we've got multiple of these, but anybody that wants to get the Thursday and Friday package for NFL, you can get it for $1 using promo code OPENER. Now that is going to auto renew into the weekly package on Saturday. You can easily cancel it prior to that. You'll still have access through the first 2 days, but you'll want to give that a chance if you have not started out. And I've got 2 other great offers for you. We also are doing a last minute, or it's last minute now. There is a college football promo that is going on that ends here today for week 1. I will get that code for you guys in just a second here. Looking down our list here, Nick Pivetta against Minnesota. So Minnesota, while they shipped off a bunch of their like a third of their active roster, they still have enough offensive players that are coming in here. Quite a few good lefties with Larnack, Wallner, Cody Clemens. How do you feel about Nick Pivetta tonight? He just keeps chugging along with his 26 to 28% strikeout rate. Does a great job has done a great job of limiting power this year. That was a little trouble for him last year. Last year, it really came down to about 3 starts that got him pretty badly. But this season, he has just been outstanding with a 111 ISO to lefties, which normally you'd expect someone like him to be about a 150 or so ISO guy. Last year, he was 173, so that is a big improvement. And then he's also cut down from last year's abysmal 240 to same-handed hitters down to about 160 this year. So I don't want to declare him reverse splits, but he has definitely been improved. What are your thoughts on Pivetta?
Yeah, I think Pivetta looks good here. I touched on him a little bit when I talked about him and Glasnow. I like him a little bit more than Glasnow, but they look very similar to me. I think he's probably the slightly safer option than Glasnow. I think Glasnow has slightly higher upside.
All right. Let's see here. You can get promo code SCORE will get you 30% off any monthly package for college football. This is Matt's tweet. Matt Gajeski, he does all of our college football stuff. I'm going to put that into the chat, but that is your college football. There's still 2 slates to go, one locking here at 7, and then the 10 or 10:30 slate. Of course, that's where my University of Washington Huskies are. So I'm playing these slates because I got to stay awake somehow here. Back to baseball. Anything else amongst these top guys before we look at our fantasy point per dollar options?
I don't think so.
All right. So Spencer Arrighetti, terrifying. 6,200 on DraftKings, 73 on FanDuel. I think we can skip him on FanDuel, frankly. $32 on Yahoo. That's a really good price. Last year, he had an excellent strikeout rate in the mid to upper 20s. 29% against lefties, 24% against righties. This year, not great. Now, he has missed 4 months with a broken thumb, so this is going to be his 5th start since then. He did have 10 walks so far in these 4 starts, but on Sunday, his most recent start in Baltimore, he did not have a single walk in 5 2/3. So it feels like we're playing with fire a little bit here, but if we get last year Arrighetti against this mostly right-handed lineup here, we could get some strikeouts. That's what makes it appealing. Where is the pucker factor landing for you on this
one? Yeah, I don't have a strong take on Arrighetti just because, like, I understand why he's getting ownership because he's cheap. There are expensive bats all over, and the Angels are the best matchup in baseball for righties in terms of strikeouts. They strike out more than anyone. So I get it. He's not very good. So, like, wouldn't be surprising to me if he got hit hard here, but the Angels strike out a ton. So it's a classic. If he's got his good stuff, he could put up a slate-breaking score at 6,200 or whatever he's priced at. But if he doesn't, then the Angels will likely hit him, and he, will probably not be a good play. Unlikely that there are that many cases that he's in between. So I do think that stacking the Angels in non-Arrighetti lineups makes sense. Like, I don't think you have to do that, but it does make sense given the pricing. I think Arrighetti is getting so much, like, he's the cash game pitcher with Gilbert. And that doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy, I'll tell you that much.
All right. I am doing a fun offer here because we've got a bunch of offers, but I'm going to give you guys one more. I'm going to drop a link to the Yahoo contest here. This is in their lobby, so it's going to fill, most likely. Needs 25 spots left. This is a 3-man. And if you win it with a Stokastic avatar, tweet at me and the Stokastic HOF. I am going to give you 1 month of your choice of Stokastic single sport sims. Special offer here amongst many other special offers. But come on, 3 chances, $6, and you can win yourself a month of any sport sims. You can get MLB. You want to get NFL, you can get NFL. You want to get college, you can get college. But that is my offer, my gift to you all. Don't want to play on FanDuel? That's okay. I mean, I get it. People don't like the blue site. So we have a purple offer here. This is 30% off any monthly package for football. You can get 30% off. Again, this goes through Monday after week 1. So you have a chance here, but 30%. Promo code football. Check that out. And if you're feeling blue, you didn't like either of those, well, here's a quick one. 10% off all yearly NFL or all access passes. We do not do this offer very long. If you want the full suite of everything here at Stokastic, 10% off, promo code BIRD. It ends next Monday. Definitely check that out. All right. What are you feeling about Schlittler?
He's been really good. I mean, I think the White Sox matchup isn't as, like, they've been pretty good over the past couple months. We've talked.
They're beyond pesky. They're beyond plucky.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at their season-long numbers, and I talked about this with Greg, like, it's not good, but they've been a lot better over the past couple months, so at least worth noting. Schlittler, though, given his ability and how he's looked, I think he's firmly in play. I slightly prefer Gavin Williams, but I wouldn't fault anyone for feeling differently there.
I tried to get him in as my SP2 on Yahoo. Did not work, but that's because there's Coors Field, and we want to go there for offense. Is there anything else on the pitching side you want to talk about before we get into the game by game and catch anything that we did not comment on?
I don't think so, no.
All right, let's move to, I'll put the top stacks to, just real quick, I'll put FanDuel top pitchers up here. Show you where we're kind of cutting off. You really only need 3 or 4 guys. I wouldn't go with Arrighetti. I kind of have a tie between Williams and Schlittler. But I like Logan. I'm okay with Class now. I'm okay with Pivetta. But you can see very flat here on the top for chances of being the best pitcher overall on the field. Turning our attention to the top stacks here. It once again is going to be the Chicago Cubs A little bit less than last night. They were low 20s on both sides last night for the optimal chance of being the top two stack or top overall stack on FanDuel. About the same tonight. They're going against McCade Brown. So yeah, the two last names, not two first names, two last names somehow here. He's making his second start. He was injured a couple times in college, including Tommy John surgery. He did not get selected until the third round of the 2021 draft, and he had a couple other injury issues in his time with the Cubs, with Colorado. So he is not a particularly daunting pitcher here. We're going to dessert first, Matt. I did this intentionally because I want us to compare everybody else to the Cubs. Is there anybody you don't want to play on the Cubs tonight?
No, I mean, if you're stacking the Cubs, I think you just want everyone. Yeah, they're expensive too. So like maybe that eats into their ownership. Saw it last night. They weren't crazy high owned. They're the best stack on the board. I don't think there's any question about it. It's a typical Coors slate with a bad pitcher for the Rockies because they only have bad pitchers. So it's just a matter of whether you want to eat into that ownership. I think you can make lineups that project well and have positive ROI with the Cubs, without the Cubs. So it's just like a matter of preference type thing.
Yeah, so they really are far and away the top stack tonight. It's really not close. Now, baseball can baseball, and we do have that game in Sutter Health Park in West Sacramento, which is going to be also a probable source of offense. And then there's a couple other one-off stacks that I think we can turn our attention on as we walk through this game-by-game process here. But turning back to the 7-10 games, we have the Los Angeles Angels are in Houston. Kyle Hendricks is on the mound for the Halos. We mentioned Spencer Arrighetti already on. Ooh, nice little poet there. We mentioned Spencer Arrighetti. He is, he's got his warts, his Achilles heel. You can definitely look for a leverage stack against him. But how are you feeling about Houston as a potential stack tonight, going against Kyle Hendricks, who he eats innings like it's his job, because it is his job?
Yeah, I think that they are fine. On a lot of slates, they would look better. Never mind picking on Hendricks. I mean, that's for sure. But do they look better than the Cubs? No. The Rockies, there's a lot of good stacks on this slate. The Yankees, the Padres, the Dodgers. Maybe. I think they're right in that mix. I don't think that they're like substantially better or worse than any of them. Rangers. So, Hendricks, a guy I never mind picking on, but on this slate, there are worse pitchers and teams, I think, in better spots. So I don't think I'm going to be prioritizing Houston here. But another one that if you told me you were, yeah, it's Kyle Hendricks. I get it.
All right. Jesus Sanchez. He is kind of getting he's adequate against lefties, but the Astros have the luxury of getting more and more people back healthy. So we're seeing him typically against righties at this point. Yordan Alvarez is back. He's in the lineup tonight. And then you've got the rest of the usual suspects there. It's Cam Smith's turn to slide down the order, of course, with the return of Alvarez and the addition of Correa and Sanchez. Not as much need to have him batting lead off as he had earlier this season to get some lefties, and he had a couple moments in the heart of the lineup, but he's appropriately down in the order. But more of a secondary stack, maybe duos and trios here, or definitely Yanier Diaz, who it looks good as one of our catching options. Is there any Angels hitters you want to call out specifically against Arrighetti?
No, it would be a whole stack type thing for me there, and play them because they have power for sure, and that Arrighetti's getting the ownership. So I'm fine with one-offs, but really the appeal is in the full stack for me. I don't think you need to get too crazy with it. 1 through 5 look best.
All right, let's maneuver along here. Let me move my screens around here so I can continue building my college football lineups there with the Sims. We've got the Yankees in Chicago going against Shane Smith. He hasn't been bad. He's a little inexperienced, not a ton of upside. He's going to be in this rotation for at least the next half decade. He's not a frontline starter. And the Yankees are running out basically their best lineup here. Only one missing is one Giancarlo Stanton. But that is the embarrassment of riches that they have. Jason Dominguez is batting at the bottom of the order. He is far better against righties, better from the left side of the plate. He really shouldn't be a switch hitter at this point. You've got Ryan McMahon. Boy, goes from being the Rockies cleanup hitter against righties. Now he's batting 8th. Talk about an embarrassment of riches here. What are you thinking about the Yankees tonight as one of the Coors Field countermeasures?
Yeah, I mean, they have been red hot lately. You get the White Sox, you get the bad bullpen. Certainly, they look good here. Yeah. Again, this is a slate where there's a lot of good stacks. The Yankees are right on top of that list. They're not one because the Cubs are, but they look right in the mix for number 2 for me. We have Texas as the second ranked stack behind the Cubs, but I think the Yankees are right there with them. So, yeah, a lot to like there. Shane Smith he's had a better than expected season, but certainly not as good as this Yankees lineup. And then you get this White Sox bullpen. So, yeah, another team that looks very, very good here.
All right, let's quickly call out some of the White Sox if you're looking for a little bit of leverage here against Schlittler. Definitely Kyle Teo, batting lefty, hitting second from the catching slot. Lennon Sosa has been, and Colson Montgomery. That's a great lefty-righty combo that the White Sox have. They are both strong plays as well. Starts to fall off. We got a little bit of a different lineup here. Obviously, no Luis Robert, but Will Robertson is in the lineup. Curtis Mead, he came over from the Tampa Bay Rays, and Chase Meadroth. Meadroth good with the glove, not so much with the bat. So it is definitely a weak bottom of the order here. But any highlights, or I'm guessing no White Sox are going to make your 3 or 4 lineups.
Nah, I tried to get to Schlittler on the last slate he was on after that, near no-hitter against the Rays, and he was still awesome last time out. And I'm good with that on this slate. Like, he's not getting enough ownership. I just think there are teams in significantly better spots.
All right, let's talk about the Taj Bradley experience. So the Padres, if you guys see the top stacks in Spotlight Pitchers article, the Padres were my true sneaky stack tonight. Not getting a lot of love. It's appropriate with all of the other excellent offensive spots that we have. But Taj Bradley, kind of the gift that keeps on giving. He was traded from Tampa Bay to Minnesota for Griffin Jacks. He was in the minors because the White Sox had knocked him back into the minors while he was with the Rays. He continued at AAA when he moved over to the Twins. And then last weekend, he had his first start in the Twins uniform. Yikes, got his ass kicked again by the White Sox. So in just 6 2/3 innings in those 2 starts against the White Sox, around half a dozen in AAA, he allowed 13 runs. 2 were unearned, but still 13 runs. Dropped the ball in 6 2/3 innings. Only 2 home runs. He was just getting hit by everybody. So I am fired up for the lefties in particular on the Padres. Of course, who's the one to say no to Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis? Are the Padres cracking your lineups?
They are certainly in the mix. Taj Bradley, I mean, what is there even to say about him at this point? I don't know what happened to him. I feel like it started to become like an actual really good pitcher last year, and then it's just the wheels have fallen off. He wasn't good at all in the minors. After the trade from Tampa to Minnesota, the White Sox have torched him in his last start with Tampa and then again in his first start in Minnesota. I mean, he looked awful. So, yeah, I like the Padres here. I have another team that is a little more sneaky as like my sneaky stack. Padres are still getting a little bit of love here as expected, as they should. And I like them, no doubt about it. They look like one of the best secondary, non-Cubs, Yankees, Rangers stacks on the board. Right there with like the Astros. I prefer the Padres.
Good deal. Good deal. Any worries from the Twins as we give we gave consideration to Nick Pivetta? Any Twins that make you nervous?
I mean, yeah, some Twins make me nervous, but not nervous enough to play them against Pivetta on a slate like this.
All right, let me get my lineups uploaded here as I get ready for the amazing college football slate. But we will travel along further here into the MLB slate. We are now going to go to San Francisco. Remember, it is going to be a 4:15 local start time. Your temperatures are in the mid-70s, a little bit warmer than what we normally see. You have Trevor Rogers and his amazing ability to get strikeouts this season going against a lineup that has average strikeouts. It's kind of a haves and have-nots lineup. About half the players are 25% or higher, about half are 17% or lower. So an interesting mix there for the Giants. Do you want to put any faith in Trevor Rogers?
I think you can, but he's too pricey. Like, he's been phenomenal. I mean, we've talked about this every slate he's on. So I don't think he's a bad play. Like, I'm not stacking the Giants here, but he is, he's more expensive than Glasnow, Gilbert, and Pivetta. All those guys are better DFS pitchers than Rogers, despite his, dominant current form. So if you're just strictly buying into that, no ownership, I get it. I don't think he's a bad play. He's not my preferred option, though.
All righty. We are chugging right along here. I'm going to upload my college football lineups here. Now I'm focused on a little FanDuel MLB. But in the meantime, that there's still a couple spots left in that tournament where I am giving you all a chance to win 30 days of any single sport Sims package from Stokastic. I will drop that link into the chat again. 11 spots remaining. You got to win that with the Stokastic avatar. You got to tweet at me with your winning screenshot and the Stokastic Hall of Fame, and you will win the lovely bonus prize. Dropping that link right now. All right, so let's get on to the last. Oh, no, we've got a couple more 7-15 games. Cleveland and Seattle. This is Matt's favorite team and my favorite team doing battle. There's a chance his team could, really put the hurt on my team. The Mariners are 3 games ahead of the Guardians here in the All-Star race. We've got Logan Gilbert, who is the clear top pitcher on the slate. Give the quick cliff notes again for Gavin Williams, and do you like any hitters in this matchup?
I mean, I think Gavin Williams is very hit or miss, so I don't think stacking Seattle is like the worst call. No interest in stacking Cleveland. I do have interest in like a Jose Ramirez one-off, against a really popular Gilbert. Big power, and he runs, so not going to be owned. Under 5% owned on a slate like this. Yeah, give me some J-Ram as a one-off in non-Gilbert lineups. Other than that, no thanks. Seattle would be a full stack or nothing for me.
All right. Shall we pour one out for Carlos Santana?
Yeah, sucks. I mean, Cleveland legend, but they should have traded him earlier, even though they couldn't get anything. Just like get anything you can.
Yeah, a bag of baseballs.
Yeah, so you don't have to go through this,
Yeah, very sad. So he's going to clear waivers and likely sign with the team, but who needs a hitter off the bench, probably from the left side of the plate, but he is a switch hitter. Very sad to see him go. He had a nice little run with the Mariners. By the way, how the hell did he win a Gold Glove last year with Minnesota?
Yeah, I mean, he is a really good defensive first baseman. So
is that like a lifetime achievement award?
Oh, he's really a good defensive first baseman. I mean, like for real.
Did he Was he a catcher or a third baseman way early in his career? Yeah.
He was both. I think.
Right?
Yes.
Like way
back. Yeah.
Way before DFS.
Kind of similar to like Victor Martinez.
Okay. Yeah.
Much better in the field. Like Santana is still a really good fielder. I mean, it's about all you can say about him at this point, but something.
Good times. Good times. Continuing along here, and then we'll have some time for questions. We'll, of course, give top stacks. We'll recap everything. Is Jack Flaherty broken? I mean, our tools are just saying, nah, don't roster him.
It's funny because in this same matchup last week, the tools really liked him.
The tools are saying we were wrong. We were wrong. What's up with Carl Yastrzemski hitting home runs?
Carl?
Skipped a couple generations there. What about Mike Yastrzemski hitting home runs?
Yeah.
And how funny is it that his grandfather not really a fan of his? His grandfather's not really a fan of anyone, but
yeah, he's been good since coming over to Kansas City. I don't know what to make of Flaherty. I mean, again, kind of another guy that at least right now seems more boom busty than you'd expect. Not a matchup I really like to go to though. Kansas City doesn't strike out a lot, and they've been good. So I'm out on Flaherty here. I don't love stacking Kansas City, but not interested in Flaherty. I view this game as just I hope he's okay, and I hope Casey is just okay.
All right. Stephen Kolek making his debut here for the Kansas City Royals, not to be confused with the Kolek, who is the basketball player. Two different, no relation. Motor City Kitty's looking pretty good. Colt Keith is fine discount dandy. I think Carpenter, Green, and Torkelson, and even Wenzel Perez in the middle of the lineup are relatively solid. Do you have any interest in the Motor City Kitties as a secondary stack?
Not really. Another one, like, I don't think they're a bad play. I don't think Kolek is anything special, like by any means, but someone who's playing very limited lineups tonight, I can't get to them over some of the other teams we've talked about. I think they're a good multi-entry type stack because they're going to be very low owned.
I concur. I believe I will build one of my 6 out with one of these sides. I have not figured that out yet, but I'm going to use the single lineup sims here to have some fun with that in just a moment. I will put that on the screen so you guys can see as well. Let's get that uploaded here. Let's 3 more games, and then we're going to hit you guys with the summary. We talked Coors Field from the jump here. They are just, or the Cubs anyway, are absolutely phenomenal. There is just no shame in taking literally anybody who is in the lineup. Even Willie Castro batting 9th. He's a discount dandy on a couple of the sites. Very helpful, including Yahoo. So hard to say anything bad against this squad other than PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, has been slumping dramatically. Kyle Tucker has been working through that fractured ring finger on his right hand, but he is starting to show power again after he injured that on June 1st, but he seems to be coming around on that. And Seiya Suzuki also slumping. This is kind of a get-right spot for them, but don't let that dissuade you from taking any of the Cubs. If you are looking at the Rockies, which I think we definitely can, the highlights would be Mickey Moniak, Hunter Goodman, and Ezekiel Tovar. Those are kind of your trio to target there. Warming Bernabel almost had a home run last night. He has been sun running so far, but as I put in the article, noted baseball philosopher Crash Davis once said, "We respect the streak, Matt, because they don't happen very often." So Warming Bernabel is your honorary 4th member of that stack. Do you like any specific Rocky?
I think the 2 you called out are my 2 favorite, Moniak and Goodman. They look really good here. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Assad is not good, so we'll leave it at that.
Assad has outpitched his metrics like every year, but it's almost his results are like he is a crafty lefty. He is not. He is a young right-hander.
Right.
Get a lot of strikeouts. He lucks into weak contact. He has above average ground ball rates, but he can implode when he's not getting the double plays to help him out, or those warning track outs don't get very far. I know there was some weather in Colorado. Let's take a quick peek at what everybody's favorite weatherman says. Slight chance of rain. Doesn't not look to be anything too worrisome. It's going to be around 70 degrees at game time, so a little cooler than what it has been, but we're still at 5,820 feet. So enjoy the baseball at the Mile High City. Dodgers. Somehow the Dodgers are getting a little lost in all of this. They are going against Eduardo Rodriguez. In turn, it's Tyler Glass now going against Arizona. Any highlights for the pitchers? We haven't said Rodriguez's name yet.
Nah, I mean, I'm not playing Erod. You talking about Erod?
Erod, yeah.
I'm not playing Erod against the Dodgers. Nah, I mean, the thing about Erod, I will say that goes to why you could play him. He's one of these guys where it almost doesn't matter the matchup. Like if he's on, he can be fine against anyone, fine to really good. If he's not, he'll get shelled by anyone. So I'm not taking that. I'm not rolling those dice with Erod against the Dodgers. The price point's appealing, though. I'll give you that. So if you need an SP2, I don't hate him as a pivot off of Arrighetti, but I think Arrighetti looks better. I mean, I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, the 2-game late slate is kind of sad tonight, so I'm surprisingly I'm actually not going to be playing it. I will be focusing on college football using the the vaunted Matt Gajewski projections here. You guys can get those yourself. There is still a few hours left on the sale. I believe it is promo code football will get you 30% off. Who are your top hitters from this game?
My top hitters from this game
are both sides because it's a bit of a leverage spot for Arizona.
Yeah, I mean Carroll from Arizona for sure. And I've played a bunch of them lately, so I know they're about to go off tonight. But it is what it is. MLB DFS for you. And then the Dodgers stack. Like, again, Erod's the type of guy that I want to stack against him more than use one-offs. And I wouldn't be afraid to use the lefties either. He's had reverse splits throughout his career.
All right. That keeps us pushing along to the last game of the night. 90 degrees at first pitch in West Sacramento because it is warm there today. Merrill Kelly is on the mound. He came over to Texas as they were trying to make some moves to stay in contention for the wild card. The wheels are coming off that wagon pretty quick. Lefty power. That's the challenge for Merrill Kelly. Sadly, Nick Kurtz strained his oblique yesterday. We don't know the severity of that yet, but he's not in the lineup tonight. That has Lawrence Butler installed back at the leadoff slot. And his price has come down a little bit since he had been relegated to the 6th or 7th slot over the last couple of weeks when they moved Kurtz into the leadoff role there. So him, Soderstrom are your two priority plays from the left side. Langler and Rooker are absolutely fine from the right side. Any other assessment for the A's? Would you like to take first crack against the Rangers?
You broke up a little bit there. Yeah, this game looks really, really appealing. The Rangers side, we have really high in the top stack tool. They're going to get some ownership, but with the Cubs, blocking them out, it won't be as much as it normally would. They do fit well with the Cubs, so I'll say that. They're really cheap. Rangers look great. I respect Merrill Kelly enough where I'm not overly interested in the athletics. It is a great ballpark for hitting, though. So, like, if you wanted to stack them, certainly a multi-entry, I'd have some exposure, but I'm not going out of my way to stack them personally. Yeah, I can't believe it, but we skipped over my favorite stack. I'm not even sure how. It happens often with you, and I don't catch it. I don't know.
Oh, we didn't. Baltimore and San Francisco. My bad.
Amen.
My bad.
Carson Seymour stinks. You get the early start time in San Fran, which I don't think people are like keen to. The ballpark plays just much better for offense during the day, and it's a daytime game. You might have some shadows to deal with. Still not the best park for hitting, obviously. Huge park, etc. But man, Baltimore is going to be very low owned. Seymour's not good. Not worried about the Giants bullpen. I like the top 5 on Baltimore. They're affordable. They're in a really good spot. They're not getting ownership. I think they've got upside here. I'm in on the O's here.
So that would be, I'm going to make my O stack. Henderson, Cowser, Holiday, and Mountcastle. If you were narrowing it down to 4.
Yeah, that's the top 4, and that's my favorite 4 for sure.
Let's see what
actually Cowser's 5th. Oh, Jackson's 2nd. So he's been good. Not sure it'll continue forever. It's not like he's been amazing, but like you look at his game log for a guy under 3K, you'll take it.
So for those of you wondering, we've souped up the single lineup sims here. Look at that. We can now add randomness, right? If you leave it at 0 randomness, it's not bad. It's just going to give you the same best ROI play every time. You can now lock in players. If you didn't like how this stack turned out, you could hit clear lineup. It's going to keep the locked in players. I took randomness off this time, and now you'll see, hey, it's going to put some different players in there. Just run that to see what you like. This is going to be fun for building out lineups in the 20 max contests for NFL, but it is a lot of fun to play around now with for MLB. It sucks up a lot of my time, but that is the single lineup sim. We're still waiting on that Texas lineup, but let's give them some love here. Let's go with Rowdy Tellez. He seems pretty fun. I believe, who else do we like from Texas? Wyatt Langford. Let's go with Smith. And, how about Cheapy? Jacques Peterson. Jock, I cannot hit the broadside of a barn. Peterson, we come in here, we can put in 5% randomness just to shake things up a bit, and boom, build out our lineup. Just that easy. So for you guys that like the hand building, this is like hand building on steroids. But it's all these bells and whistles work now for the NFL as well. You can even attach this to the entry manager. So you don't even have to mess around with your CSVs once you upload that into the tool. Single lineup sim, Matt. It'll change your life. It'll change your life. Let's see what questions we have. Who is your top stack outside of the Cubs?
I like Baltimore, ownership and everything considered. So give me Baltimore, and then Texas, the Yankees, Astros, and Padres are all right there.
Yeah, it's not hard to fall in love with those guys. Pitchers. Who's your top pitcher outside of Logan Gilbert?
I think it's Pivetta for me. After Gilbert, it's pretty murky. So I'm going to say Pivetta, but wouldn't fault you for saying one of any other 3 or 4 guys.
Let's make a Pivetta lineup here. Complete this lineup. See what that says. Jacques Peterson with the ice. Is that the ice emoji or a paperclip? I don't know. He's sucked lately. Oh, that wasn't a very good lineup. So, see, I was not happy with that lineup. I'm going to come in. I'm going to say it's probably Pivetta that mucked that up. So let's get some of these guys out of here. Let's get Jacques out of there and put some randomness on it. And let's see. I bet it's going to try to give me Logan Gilbert. No, Spencer Arrighetti. Interesting. Let's see what this does for us. 10 minutes until a lock here. Ooh, wow, 48.9% in the simulator ROI. Now, please note, I'm doing the small contest here. Excuse me, because I'm putting these in my leagues and stuff. I'll build out 150 different for the later, or probably for the regular sims. Let's do Lawrence Butler. Let's do. Who's their other left? Why am I blanking? Butler and Soderstrom. God, brain cramp there. Let's put Sodi in there. I would like to do Pivetta. This is the Matt lineup. And then I am going to take some of the San Diego Padres. Now, this will be interesting to see what this does with the Sims, because I don't think they're going to grade out overly excellent. Should we put in? Let's put in Manny. Let's complete that. All right, chat, fire up your questions. We will do the dong of the day. Matt, who are you feeling for the home run today?
Give me Gunnar Henderson.
Gunnar Henderson, good savvy call out there. I'm going to go with Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger it is.
I like it.
Just being a little different, you know. Let me get this in there. Let's see what chat has to say. Make sure we don't have any super chats. Good. We do not. I'm panicked because I thought, oh my goodness, how could I miss that? Kyle Teal, I like that call out there. Export these lineups. Build out my 150. Let's see. Did our little Yahoo contest fill? What? 7 spots left in this Yahoo Oh my God. People, we got 7 minutes. There are 7 spots left. I try to give stuff away, and you guys, you let me down. So I'm going to put this contest in there one more time. It is a 100-person contest, 3 max, $2. If you get first, I will give you 30 days of any single Sims product you would like. That is amazing. You guys are crazy. Jump in there, fill this thing up, must fill to run, and let's have a moment, because technically you're paying 11% rate instead of 18%, which is what the GPPs are. You get a nice flat payout structure. So when you win first, you still are going to get, I don't know, what is it, like $50 plus the Sims if you tweet at me with your screenshot and the Stokastic Hall of Fame. I'm going to hook you up. I fail to understand, Matt. People just disappoint. People just disappoint me. Who is your favorite player that did not make your cuts with your one?
Fernando Tatis.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a swap right now. But man, I don't know. I hate swapping, so yeah, probably not going to swap. But
Tatis did not make the cover.
Here, you know what? I'm going to ask you. I'm going to go with whatever you say, because the simulated ROI is similar. Do I go with Goodman and Moniak, or Tatis and Teal?
It's Goodman and Moniak. And I know they're probably going to carry a little bit more popularity, but
I don't care about that. I'm playing Baltimore, so couldn't care less about that.
Yeah. So that's not going to matter for you at all. I got to go with that second one, even though I mentioned Kyle Teal as a decent home run shot, and even though I like Fernando Tatis, I like Manny Machado a little better, but Moniak is the deciding factor.
Sweet. I'm going to leave it. That was what I had.
All right. You can buy me pizza if that wins.
Yeah. If everything else goes right with that, I'll order you.
There we go.
It's funny. Like right as you said that, my wife texted me, "Do you want me to order you a pizza?"
Oh! Look at that. Things are aligning, man. Yeah. They're aligning. And I had pizza for dinner just before the show. This is great.
Yes, it's Saturday night college football. The vibes are good.
Things are going well. We have an amazing pizza place right across the street from us here at the beach. It's called Beach Pizza. It's good. It's good pizza.
I bet it's good.
Yeah, we get the steak pizza, and then my wife has made one that has It's actually good. Pineapple, pepperoncinis, and sliced meatballs on it. It's very good.
Sounds good.
All right, 5 minutes to go. Chat, put your home run calls in there. We'll see what happens on the single or on the full simulation package here. Let's see where my caps are on pitchers. I can't believe that Gilbert's only going to be 17%. All right, we're going to put 25 across the board on everyone. I'm okay doing that because I have a lot of Gilbert in my other lineups. He's in 3 of my 6 hand-built lineups, and those are going into the league contests. Let's take a peek and see, do we have any negative ROI teams here? Nope, everybody is positive. Let's go back and take a peek at the stacks. A lot of Texas. Okay, a lot of Texas, a lot of athletics. Well, that's good. That's the last game. Technically, I'll be live until we get there. Let's give New York 2 clicks. Let's give Baltimore 2 clicks for Matt. Look at that. Not much with the Chicago Cubs. I'm okay with that. Let's give Colorado. No, we'll go in and do Moniac second. Go to the player boost. Go to Moniac. Who were the 2 Cubs or 2 Rockies you played?
Goodman and Moniac.
I'm going to give those guys 3 clicks. Oops, I may not have any.
I think Goodman's the best one, just because outfield. I like Moniac and he's cheap, but like outfield's always so good.
Favorite 144 because I built 6 out already. Let's download that. We will upload it. And we are going to have some fun here. Still 4 hours until my alma mater kicks off. Go Huskies. 21-point favorites. I have a feeling I'm
mad, E-Mac. Speaking of college football, I liked Florida State a lot today. I'm just not a believer in Bama with your former coach.
He had a little bit of a hiccup there, killing the war.
Yeah, not to say that they're bad. I just don't think that they should have been 2 touchdown favorites in Florida State. I liked Florida State to win the game, but I was too chicken to bet any on the money line. So I just took the points. And Florida State is rolling Alabama.
All right, here's some home runs. Walter Horton says Grisham. Mohammed is going with Kyle Teal. Leibowitz says Tatis. Pierre, thank you for liking my tweets, Pierre and Steven and Mike Campbell and anybody else that does that. Pierre is going with Teoscar Hernandez. Barnaby O'Toole says Jesus Sanchez. B-Funk is going with the Adolis Garcia. Mario says Nolan Jones. That's a long shot. Mohammed adding another one in there with Jock Peterson. Jordan Alvarez for the Artful Dodger. Sotex likes Jock Peterson. What is a Yahoo? It's the secret site where you can become a baller, Tom Olson. Benny Tingman. I am the only one who still plays on Yahoo. Sotex quit on Yahoo. What else do we have? Benny Tingman going with Goodman and Moniac. Nice. No pineapple. It's an acquired taste on pizza. I actually like pineapples like that.
My wife likes pineapple on her pizza. Not a fan.
Nicholas Barnett says Teoscar. Big Kev says Moncada. Mike Campbell going with Otani. And Off Constantly says Soto. Off Constantly says he is on Yahoo as well.
Soto?
You guys want some fun?
Well, considering Soto's already hit 2 today, yeah.
Good call. Look at that. He won chat.
Yeah. So, yeah.
The Mets looked like they were going to break the slate last night, and then other scoring happened.
They were still, they did break the slate. Like, other scoring happened, but you needed, Nimmo, they all homered. Nimmo, Alonso, Vientos, they all homered. Yeah,
I was in the FanDuel monthly whatever, and because they did it on a holiday 3-day weekend Friday, there was only like 250 people in it. So basically, you had to beat 10 people to win $20. Okay. And there was one team that was just off to the races with the Mets, and they had something about New York or the Mets in their username, and then they got caught by another team that had less.
Yeah. There were other teams, to your point, like Dansby Swanson with a monster game, so could have got caught by him. The Giants scored 15 last night.
Yeah, that was baseball, college football, NFL this weekend. We're almost back to the NBA. We got a lot of stuff going on. So one last reminder, promo code OPENER gets you Thursday and Friday all access. Yes, there are 2 showdown slates, Thursday and Friday. I'm sure there's going to be a 2-game slate for that. It's the Brazil game on Friday. But that is $1 for those first 2 days, promo code OPENER. You want the package? You got until the end of Monday Night Football to sign up for 30% off any NFL monthly package. That's promo code football. And then any yearly NFL package or the full kit and caboodle all access package, 10% off, promo code BIRD, BIRD. These the brainchilds of Laffy and Greg were trying to find something to make everybody happy. So here we go. This was our best efforts. But 10, 30, and $1 for this. And then I dropped the link in chat. If you guys go look up Matt Gajeski on Twitter, you will find a 30% off coupon that is good through the end of today for college football. With that, you guys can find Matt on Twitter at Fantasy Tips Matt. You can find me at EMAC DFS. And of course, it is Stokastic _COM. With that, gamers, good luck.